Hello students, welcome to Learner's Planet. Students, this is the theory session about food. In the previous session we studied about the sources of food and we mainly focused on the food obtained from plants and plant products. So now in this session we will see other sources of food. From where do we obtain food? So let's start with the introductory slide in this session. Yes. So students, as we saw that like different plant parts like stem, leaves, roots, flowers, fruits, buds, right? We obtain food from different parts of the plant and we obtain it from the animal products too. From animal sources too, right? So we can say that like different plant parts, animal products too serve as sources of food, right? So animal products are actually very rich sources of protein. For example, we can see milk, eggs, meat, poultry, fish, etc., which contains balanced level of proteins. So they are the rich sources of proteins because they contain balanced level of proteins, and every food has one or the other kind of a substance which is the basic unit of protein. So we can obtain food from animal sources too, right? So protein can also be obtained from plant and plant products like legumes. Right, we saw many examples in the previous session about plant and plant products from which we obtain food, and very essential nutrients are also obtained from such kind of food which are very much necessary for the maintenance and development of our body. So students, here can you see this, that protein can also be obtained from plant and plant products? In the same way, protein can also be obtained from the animal products. So what is basically the difference between the protein obtained from animal products as well as from plant products, right? So let's see some of the differences between animal protein and plant protein. So just hear it carefully, listen it carefully. Animal protein is generally associated with high fat content, right? And because of that, when consumed in large amount, it leads to disease, right? So anything, any food group or any of the components of food, if we are consuming it in a very large amount or very excess amount, then obviously it will lead to diseases. So everything should be in a moderate or the balanced quantity, right? So we can get the essential nutrients for our body. So if the animal protein is consumed in excess amount, it can lead to disease. Even it can lead to heart disease and high blood pressure. And even animal protein contains a balanced amount of protein, so it is also called as a complete protein. And that is why we say that animal products are the rich sources of protein. But what is actually the difference between the protein obtained from the animal, that is animal protein, and the plant protein, the protein which is obtained from plants? So students, plant protein is incomplete, with an exception, soybean. Soybean is a complete protein, so we can include in the diet, right? So soybean is very good for the vegetarians who do not consume animal products. So a variety of plant sources have to be complemented with many other diet because it is incomplete. Plant protein is very incomplete, so it has to be complemented with many other diet, as it does not contain all the types of protein which are essential for our body. Though vegetable protein sources are very good sources of dietary fiber which acts as a roughage, and as you know that roughage is very much good for us, good for our body, and generally plant protein is very low in fat content, so this is a very good thing, right? So vegetable protein is generally low in fat content, but it is also a good source of dietary fiber, but it is not very much rich in proteins, so it has to be complemented with other sources which provides us with protein. So what will happen then? Complemented food, if we are consuming that kind of foods, very many kinds of food, then each and every kind of food contains one or the other important amino acid which is very much essential for our health, which is very much essential for our body, right? So in this way it is termed as a complete protein, right? So we can directly say that animal protein in itself contains a balanced amount of protein, so it has not to be complemented with other food sources, so it is a complete one, and plant protein is an incomplete one. So students, the question here is that why should we consume animal source foods, right? If all the essential nutrients, if we get all the essential nutrients from the plant sources only, then why should we consume animal source foods? So it is incorrect that we get all the essential nutrients from plant sources, right? We do not get all the essential nutrients, so we consume animal source foods also, though there are some alternatives which you can use for the people who do not consume the plant, do not consume animal source foods. For them, they have to consume such plant products or plant sources, and they have to complement with other food sources. So the animal products, first of all, they are very much high in protein. So this is the one thing, this is very important thing about the animal source foods for which we should consume it. So this is one kind of, we are discussing about the importance of animal source foods. And as you know students, that proteins help in building muscles. So to build strength in our body and to make our muscles stronger, we should consume animal source foods. So there is an alternative for vegetarians, that they can consume plant sources. So let's have a look at some of the examples we will see. So let's move on to the next slide. Yes. So now in this session we are specifically going to discuss about food from animals. Students, as you know that animal products are also consumed by human beings, that is by us, right? So most humans consume both diet, animal source as well as plant source foods, right? So animal source foods is also one kind of a very important source food, as it contains very much essential nutrients which are necessary for maintaining our health. So these are some of the examples of the animal products which are consumed by human beings, like eggs, meat, honey, milk, cheese, butter, curd, right? So let's have a look on all the animal products in detail. Yes, so first one is milk. Students, milk is an animal source food, as you know very well, and it is also considered as an ideal food not only for the young ones but also for all other age group people, right? So from where do we obtain milk? Yes, it is actually obtained from domestic animals such as buffalo, cow, sheep, goat, camel, etc. Right? So it is very much nutritious substance, that is why we consume it, and it is a very rich source of protein. So there is a myth among people that milk is considered to be a vegetarian food, but actually it is obtained from animals, right? So it is an animal source food, right? So we saw that it is an animal source food, right? And it also contains many other essential substances which we will see now. So milk also contains calcium, and as you know students, that calcium is an important mineral which makes our bones stronger and is also required for the proper functioning of nerves, right? So as you know that nervous system consists of nerves, and nerves are present all over our body, right? So for the functioning of nerves, calcium is very much important for that, right? So calcium also makes our teeth very strong, right? And as you know students, that milk teeth, that means they are not the permanent ones, they are the temporary ones. The milk teeth arises, or milk contains 87% of water, and you will be very amazed to know that milk also contains calcium, and many products which are obtained from milk are termed as dairy products. So dairy products are defined as the foods which are produced from cows or domestic or other domestic animals' milk, right? So these foods are actually high energy yielding food products. Where all the dairy products are produced, it is called a dairy or a dairy factory, right? So the products which are obtained from this dairy factory or dairy are known as dairy products. So students, raw milk for processing comes directly from the cows or from other mammals such as goats, sheep, yaks, camels or horses. So mainly dairy is termed as the foodstuffs which are made from the mammalian milk, right? So you will be amazed to know one more thing, that a special milk known as the human milk provides many nutrients to a newborn baby when breastfeeded. So it provides immunity to a newborn baby, as the newborn baby is well nourished by the mammary gland of their mother, right? Even in animals also, right? So milk is actually a white liquid which is produced by mammary glands of the mammals who give birth to the young ones, right? So it is considered as the primary source of nutrition for young mammals when they are breastfeeded, right? So why it is considered the primary source of nutrition? Because it contains proteins, calcium, fat in a very low amount, and also vitamin C. Not all the vitamins, but it mainly contains vitamin C. So you will be amazed to know one more thing, that an average cow produces about 90 glasses of milk in a day, right? And people living in deserts also drink camel's milk, right? And in ice cold places, people mostly have yak's milk because there are more amount of yaks present in that region. Alright, so India is actually the world's largest producer and consumer of milk. And so different types of milk preparation can be done from milk, like fermented milk, homogenized milk, sterilized milk, mineralized milk, etc. So many products can be made from milk. And students, it also contains fat, but there is a substance in the milk called as lactose, right? So what is actually a lactose? It is a substance which is present in the milk, and it gives milk a sweet taste. So students, whenever you drink milk, you will notice that milk has its natural sweetness despite adding sugar in it. Just do not add anything in it, just boil it for some time and then drink, and you will notice that there is some sweet taste in the milk. That is because of the lactose substance present in it. So what is actually lactose? It is a type of sugar or the carbohydrate. So as you know that sugar or carbohydrate contains its natural sweetness, right? And so it is also considered as the unique balance of nutrients. It provides a unique balance of nutrients because it also contains calcium, phosphorus, sodium and potassium like essential minerals. And buffalo's milk supplies more kilocalorie of energy than the cow's milk because cow's milk contains less fat as compared to the buffalo's milk. So students, milk is considered as a unique balance of nutrients because it contains unique proportion of carbohydrate as well as protein and fats and vitamins and minerals, everything, right? So more milk makes stronger bones as it contains abundant calcium also, as we saw, right? So those who consume low fat or very fat-free milk are very thinner and maintain a very good health. So it is also very much helpful in reducing weight in obese person, right? So there are some benefits of the milk, like it helps in fighting cavities, that is it protects tooth enamel, the covering, right? It also reduces the blood pressure and decreases heart diseases, and it also reduces the risk of cancer, and it also acts as excellent beverage, that is a type of drink. And students, milk if consumed with pepper and turmeric helps us to fight cough, allergy, etc. And if it is consumed with honey, it acts as the immune system booster. That means it will boost up our immune system. So you can just imagine that how much beneficial is milk, right? So this is just one animal source food which we are discussing. So you can just imagine that one animal source food, if it is so much beneficial, then other food sources would be so beneficial, right?